Okay, at this time, I'll invite Mr. Floyd Green, Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Elizabeth. The Mayor first, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Derrick Sangster.
Thank you, Mr. Sean Brissett, Parish Manager, acting as our MC here this morning. Honorable Christopher Tufton, Dr. Christopher Tufton, our Minister of Health. Honorable Floyd Green, Minister of State in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Dr. Jacqueline Biseso Mackenzie, our Chief Medical Officer of Health. Reverend Godfrey Watson, I don't know if you're representing Honorable Custis this morning as well, sir, but salutations to you. Former Mayor, Mr. Jeremy Palmer, and other councillors of the municipality here today. Dr. Adeni, and I could never give my salute without mentioning Dr. Bamidele, because tonight the WhatsApp group would be busy in Floyd, indicating what a neglectful individual I am, because I did not salute the caretaker for the Black River Division. All right, Doc? You know, that's how we push it. It's all right. Mr. Ewan Stevens, sir, caretaker, PMP caretaker for the constituency of Southwest St. Elizabeth. Matron Robinson and her staff of that institution, wonderful institution, the Black River Hospital. Mrs. Brown Miller, CEO, Mr. Michael Bent, Dr. Kerry Wallace, Executive Director of the TEF. No, Mike. Staff of the Municipal Corporation who are here with us. Staff of the clinic. Staff of the clinic here in Black River, DSP Leroy Minot, and members of the security force here today with us, the news media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I could not begin my greetings today without first making mention, and I'm sure by now all of us have seen it, that the Honorable Minister of Health was recently nominated in the polls as the best performing minister. Now, to me, that speaks volumes, because what it says is that in common parlance, as we say, the ordinary man out there looks on the minister as the man performing the best in terms of his portfolio at the Ministry of Health. And I can say congratulations to you, Honorable Minister. You notice I haven't welcomed you to Black River, sir, because I can't welcome you to your own home. You notice often said in conversations or asked in conversations, and forgive me if I sound a little nasal, Dr. Imaru, my apologies, sir, Dr. Dawkins Bihari, my apologies. If I sound a little nasal, it's because my sinuses have been giving me some bother from yesterday. It is often said in conversations, or the question has been asked, which is the most important ministry? And I've never really ventured to give any opinion or decision because, in a manner of speaking, all of them are critical. But some of us might remember and reflect that there's a popular saying that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. And I think we can safely use that as a measuring stick as to the critical and vital importance of the Ministry of Health. And it is fortuitous that the Honorable Minister is the man with the necessary passion and dedication who is moving the Ministry of Health and Healthcare to the nation as a whole forward in a manner where he can be considered the best performing minister. Dr. Mackenzie made a critical point in that I believe that our citizens are gravitating more and more to use the clinics as the first port of call in terms of their needs and their illnesses before moving on to the major institution of the Black River Hospital. And I speak now for the parish of St. Elizabeth. And therefore it is timely that we are here this morning to open a new facility and an upgraded facility, an extension of time of service, because we indicate that we are on a mission to provide better health service to our citizens in this parish and by extension to Jamaica as a whole. So, Honorable Minister, I want to thank you for having done this improvement here today. I know what it is. I know what it is, Minister. I was there once. When you sit down with 50 or 60 names before you, in this case 14 parishes, and you have to choose perhaps only 5 or 6 of those because the finances are not there to stretch for all 50 or 60 at any given time. And I think that we must be eternally grateful to the Minister for having chosen Black River as one of those first ports of call and upliftment. But speaking on the broader picture, this improvement to this facility here in Black River is what will continue the development of this beautiful little town of ours. I know there are persons who feel that Black River is a lost cause. Black River is not going anywhere. But Doc, I know Dr. Bamidele has this passion to make Black River the greatest little town in Jamaica. And it is also my desire and my passion. And this, Minister, is only one more step, because having upgraded the medical facilities, it will encourage persons to move into Black River. It will encourage persons to move into the parish, because one of the critical areas in any investment or in the movement of persons is whether there are adequate health facilities in that area. So, Minister, once again on behalf of the Municipal Corporation, we thank you for this improvement. I know that the citizens of this parish will continue to utilize it and will forever benefit from the improvements that have been done here, or we will open today. I can only close by saying, Minister, that I hope that next year, this time, or close to this time, we'll come to open a new ward over at the hospital, which we so badly need. You know, I know it is only a year to next year this time, but I'm not good at giving jokes. But in having spoken about building a new ward at the hospital, it reminds me of the Texan who went to London. And in passing in the taxi, he passed this fantastic big building. He says to the taxi man, "Wow, what a beautiful building. How long did that take you to make?" The taxi man said, oh, mate, that took about a year. He says, oh, man, you're crazy. In Texas, we would build that in 6 months. They pass another building. Says to the taxi driver, wow, that's a lovely building. How long did that take to make? Taxi man said, oh, mate, you know, that probably took about 6 months to build. The Texan laughed and he said, man, you guys are jokers. In Texas, we would build that in 3 months. The taxi man engaged his brain, and they are driving to Buckingham Palace. And the Texan says, wow, what a beautiful building that is. How long did that take to make? The taxi man said, my God, sir, when I passed yesterday, it wasn't there. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the day. Once again, thank you, Minister. God bless you all.
Mayor, quite stimulating, quite stimulating. Thank you very much. At this time, I'll invite Mr. Floyd Green, Member of Parliament, Southwest St. Elizabeth, and State Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, State Minister of Industry, Commerce and Agriculture.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brissett. His Worship, the Mayor, Councillor Derrick Sangster, Mayor of Black River, the Honorable Dr. Christopher Tufton, our Minister of Health, Dr. Jacqueline Besesa Mackenzie, the Chief Medical Officer, Mr. Wayne Chen, our Board Chairman of the Southern Regional Health Authority, other specially invited guests, of course, our own Dr. Imaru, Dr. Dawkins Behari, our CEO, Ms. Brown Miller, as the matron members of the team, of course, Mr. Bent from the Southern Region, councillors who are here, Inspector Minot. Allow me to start first by saying, what a wonderful performance from Ishmael Samuels. I think we should give him another round of applause. And I congratulate Principal White. I see Principal White and his teacher. They're both here looking very, very proud. Excellent job. And we know the hard work that goes in to a performance like that. Ishmael, you're a star. You're a star. Today is a good day, yes? Today is a very, very good day. And I would also like to make a special mention of Councillor Salmon for the Black River Division and Dr. Bamidele, our caretaker for the Black River Division. And I also see members of the Chamber of Commerce and members of the media. I'd like to start by thanking the Minister. I think it is excellent that he has spent so much time trying to reposition primary health care across our country. All of us know the importance of our primary health care system, but for a very long time, quite frankly, it has been taken for granted. And the sort of resources and infrastructure needed to make primary health care work has not been put into the system. The reality that we know is if you have a strong primary healthcare system, it takes the pressure off your secondary healthcare system. A lot of the things that present now at hospitals, if people had been visiting their clinics, their health centers more regularly, had greater access, they would have no need to make it to the hospital. So I see this development in that light, in the light that we need to continue to strengthen our primary healthcare system, but not in talk, in putting our money where our mouth is. So when I see this wonderful extension, and I come today and I realize that we're also not only extending the building, but we've extended the hours that which people can access the services, I think that deserves a big, big round of applause. I think without a doubt it will take tremendous pressure off the Black River Hospital, and I want to encourage our residents to use the health centers. You know, sometimes people don't recognize that the doctors have the same capabilities. Sometimes people feel like it's not the same sort of doctors that are at the health center, but that's a myth. Some of the finest medical practitioners operate in our clinics and our health centers. And as such, we need to encourage our people to take advantage. Secondly, clearly I want to thank Dr. Kerry Wallace. I left you out because I want to thank you specially. Because even when the minister has the vision and those of us as representatives urge him to do things for our constituencies, oftentimes where he falls short is the resources, the money. Thank God for the Tourism Enhancement Fund. I'm going to give Kerry a big and the approach of the fund to widen its vision, to realize that in really establishing a top-class tourism product, things like healthcare are important. And visitors want to know that when they visit an area, that if they run into any difficulty, they have the finest services around. And you know, I want to go further, Dr. Wallace. I think this is a good start. But I truly believe that Black River is a prime location for our wellness tourism pilot project. I think the hospital provides a tremendous opportunity. We have a training institution down here as well. And I believe that we should channel some resources now that we've done the clinic into our hospital. In fact, I think there's a proposal on your desk already in relation to what we want to do regarding our accident and emergency, so that when people come in, they're a lot more comfortable. I know we have plans for a nice private ward that we believe can be self-sufficient, but we would need some money to get it going. And just look at the beauty. Look at the beauty of the hospital by the sea. Imagine how easily people could feel better with that sort of environment. But we need some help. So I hope that this is not only the opening of the expansion, but that we will use this to launch a direct thrust towards that wellness tourism market that is in the billions, and use Black River as the pilot for that. The final two things, and I will go off a little bit, but I think it's important to make the opportunity, to take this opportunity to make these points. One, I really want to take this stage to really commend the Prime Minister for being bold and for ensuring that the top priority is the safety and security of our citizens. I think the fact that the Prime Minister has moved to institute a state of emergency in the parishes of Westmoreland, St. James, and Hanover is a step in the right direction. But clearly, one of the things that we have to ensure is that we are quite aware that when these parishes come under additional attention from the police and the army, that those with ill intent will seek to flee. And unfortunately, the closest parish is the parish of St. Elizabeth. So I want to use the opportunity to encourage our police locally to ensure that they're leaving no stone unturned and they're putting in the appropriate measures so that those who would want to take up a hiding space in our parish, that they will have no space to hide. I know we have some of the finest officers right across the country, but I do believe the hierarchy of the police locally has to do a better job of engaging the community to ensure that the community will share the information. If the community is not engaged, then they will not take the necessary steps to engage with the police. And I want to say to our residents, please, if you see any strange face, don't wait. Make a call to the police immediately. I want us to look all over our communities, and any sign of anybody who we know don't come from there, let us make these reports, because we will not allow for any of them to take up residence in our wonderful parish. So I will close by saying, where the mayor closed off, I think, again, this is a solid sign of our drive towards the revitalization of Black River. Last week, we were at the opening of a brand new drop-in center where our homeless people can go to get a meal, to get medical attention. This week, we are now at the launch of the expanded health center. Steps are being taken to ensure that the passport office returns to Black River, and also that the National Water Commission has an office presence in a brand new facility that private sector has invested in. So we are moving to return Black River to the pride of place in St. Elizabeth. With the help of TEF, and since he's here, I'll say it, we're going to be doing some storyboards right across the town, telling our story, and we have one of the best stories in the entire Jamaica. So you will see the story of the first place to get electricity, car, telephone. You will see those stories. We're doing boards right across Black River. So today is a good day. Yes, today is a good day. I commend the team at the ministry. I'm happy that we did the work in short order, and I am sure that next year this time, TEF will be back, the minister will be back, and probably at that time we'll be at the hospital unveiling something new. God bless you all.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Floyd Green, for those predictions. Okay, at this time, I'll invite Dr. Kerry Wallace, Executive Director for the Tourism Enhancement Fund, to bring his remarks.
You know, Minister Green, when I looked at the program and I saw the pecking order, normally it builds up to the minister. Naturally, he would have been right before. So when I saw my name in between him and the minister, it was puzzling. But then the strategy unveiled when he started to speak. Now I understand. I was put on the spot. But distinguished Jamaicans and outstanding Jamaicans even at the head table, Minister, congratulations on being voted the top performing minister in government. I'm not sure if you have like a caucus of health ministers across the globe, because in bringing greetings from my Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, I'd just like to point out that in his caucus of world tourism ministers, he was voted the #1 in the world. So it's a friendly jab at Minister Tufton. He and I went to university together now, so I'm allowed that. But if you think of the seriousness of it, we have really top performers in the government, and that is something to be said. And this is the result right here. When you mix tourism, a powerhouse ministry like tourism and a powerhouse ministry like health, you get a development like this right here in Black River. And you may ask the question, why is tourism investing in health in a project like this? We spent 13 million on this one in particular. And it is because the people of this country are the #1 asset in tourism. Despite this, the powder white sand beaches and the turquoise waters and the cascading waterfalls and all those things that we see in brochures, when we do our interviews, our exit interviews at the airport, and we ask our visitors, what was the #1 thing about Jamaica that you liked? The answer is always the people. And so this is a clear investment in the people of this country. You are the gold in our industry. And never before have tourism had this opportunity of transformation from an enclave industry on the north coast, and the high-rise buildings, all-inclusive and so on, to where the wealth can start spreading into the hands of the people of Jamaica because of the disruptive technologies that we have seen in the last few years. I'm talking social media, which gives the opportunity for every Jamaican to market Jamaica. A couple of years ago, the window to the world was via the Jamaica Tourist Board. You would have to spend thousands, millions of US dollars trying to get a 15, 30-second spot on CNN, and we advertise. come to Jamaica and feel all right. And that was our window. But where are people looking now to get their information? Everybody's head is down in a phone. So the mic cut off for me. One, two, 1, 2. Check 1, 2. You want to change the battery again?
Battery again? I said run down fast.
Oh, I see. All right, good. Thanks. Thank you, sir. So many. I talk about the powerhouse ministries and the batteries start draining out. But the disruptive technologies are now providing this clear opportunity for Jamaicans to market to the world. Everybody takes a selfie and posts something. And the blessing is that we have beauty right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Here I am in Black River, one of the most beautiful parts of Jamaica. The good news is that almost everywhere I go, I can say that. I can make that statement, that it's a beautiful part of Jamaica, because Jamaica is so beautiful all around. And so that provides an opportunity for us to benefit a lot more from tourism. We got 4.3 million arrivals last year. Land share from the US of A. But out of the amount of travelers from the US annually, that only represented 5%. And I'm talking the overseas travelers, people leaving the US, not even people traveling domestically, like going to Disney World or Las Vegas. The ones who travel overseas, Jamaica only gets 5%. And that makes up about 3 million. So can you imagine if we got 10%, if we got 20%? We are right on your doorstep. In fact, we are the third largest English-speaking country in the Americas. It's US, it's Canada, and it's Jamaica third. Beautiful every corner of the island. With outstanding people, with reggae music. We have so much diversity, and we are growing. Even with a state of emergency, our numbers are growing. So can you imagine if we just tweak a few things? Barack Obama had made a speech when he was campaigning for the first time. And he said it to his enemies. He said, if you unclench your fists, we will shake your hands. And in my mind, that was a profound statement. And that, I think, is a statement that tourism wants to make to Jamaica now. Because if we have a peaceful nation, we can double or triple our tourism numbers. And if you unclench that challenge of tourism, that aggression that we have in our country, to open ourselves up to receiving, being hospitable, being accommodating, then you'll find the wealth from tourism. Tourism will pour all across the length and breadth of Jamaica. And there's another disruptive technology. There's Airbnb that allows it. So it's not only you having social media to market Jamaica's beauty abroad. It is Airbnb allowing you with the same phone to download an app, to rent out your extra room, or to share an experience. You don't even have to have a room. And you can make money directly from tourism. You don't need no travel agent, no tour operator, no middle person, no TPD code. In fact, I hope this part is not recorded. But pretty much the direct access from the customer to you is now available. And so we've had a paradigm shift in tourism that spells abundant opportunity for every single Jamaican, every single one of you. I mean, it almost brought tears to my eyes when I watched Ishmael give his rendition. Because that is the goal, that is the passion, the enthusiasm, that is what makes us so outstanding as a people. We take it for granted because we can get that in each school and so on, but that is what makes us so outstanding, and tourists pay lots of money just to come around and be around us because we are like that. So I want you today to see why we're investing in the people of this country. Tourism dollars working for you, and in this case, it's to keep you healthy. But I challenge you to take some more forward steps towards participating and getting a piece of the tourism pie. Thank you very much.
We're here today where the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, has just opened the new facilities at the clinic here in Black River. Extensions in some parts and new sections in some parts. And this is a move to help to enhance the services that are provided to patients and those who are ill, which will in turn ease the burden on the hospital itself, where persons can come to the clinic as a first stop before moving on to the hospital if their condition is that more serious. And therefore we want to thank the Honourable Minister, the Tourism Enhancement Fund that provided the monies to do the renovations, thank them for the facilities and for being able to have these increased facilities for the residents of St. Elizabeth. Thank you.
So I'm Kerry Wallace, Executive Director of the Tourism Enhancement Fund. So today we're here cutting the ribbon for this development of the Black River Health Center, adding waiting rooms and other infrastructural development to provide adequate primary health care for the people of Black River and environs. The Tourism Enhancement Fund has invested $11 million in this project and has invested in other health-related projects to ensure that the tourism dollar helps to keep our nation healthy. After all, our people are what make tourism such an outstanding product, and as such, it is in our interest to ensure that they are healthy and productive as much as possible. We have multiple projects going on at the same time, including road development projects for Black River, for that matter, or St. Elizabeth. We have infrastructural development projects where we're rehabilitating the road from Parati to Treasure Beach. We are looking at some designs for water to the Treasure Beach area. We're rehabilitating the road up to Appleton. And that's just in this area alone. We're doing infrastructural development in many of the other resort towns across Jamaica. And the TEF in general is looking to enhance Jamaica's product, tourism product, with every dollar that we spend. We're also investing heavily in building out the human capacity, so training of our people so that they can get the top jobs in the tourism sector. And we are looking at, we've been investing in the linkages to ensure that all that tourism consume is supplied by our local manufacturers and farmers and producers. And so our role at the Tourism Enhancement Fund is all encompassing in terms of making sure the tourism spend in this, our number one industry, translates into wealth for our people.